So this is the last and final part of Ellipse manual. Over the last two videos we covered roughly 18 page of 32. So this is the last and final part of the Ellipse manual. Let's read it. Let's read it where we stopped. So in this video particularly we'll try to cover this up, and we're starting from chapter 4, advanced interrogation technique, eliciting truth and information. Right there. Delving into the realms of advanced interrogation, the Ellipse manual provides a comprehensive exploration of strategies employed by professionals to elicit truth and gather crucial information. The sophisticated nature of this technique highlighted the bond of psychological acumen and strategic communications need for effective interrogations. One fundamental aspect discussed in the book is the importance of building establishing a genuine connection with the subject can create an environment where the subject feels comfortable enough to disclose information. Techniques such as minority body language, demonstrating empathy, and using a calm, non-threatening tone of a voice and crucial in this regard. By creating a sense of trust and mutual respect, the interrogator increases the likelihood that subject will open up. The book also underscores the significance of understanding the subject's psychological state. Techniques such as the good cop, bad cop routine and strategic questioning can be tailored based on the subject response and emotional cues. Recognizing signs of discomfort or anxiety can guide the interrogator to adjust their approach, maintaining a delicate balance between pressure and empathy. Another critical technique explored in the art of strategic questioning. Rather than directly confronting the subject with accusations, the book recommends using open-ended questions that encourage the subject to talk more freely. Questions like, "Can you walk me through what happened that day?" or "What are your thoughts on how this situation unfolded?" help in gathering delighted narrative responses. This not only provides valuable information but also helps in identifying inconsistencies in the subject's story. Ethics play a pivotal role in interrogations, highlighted by Chase Hughes. The book acknowledges the thin line between effective interrogations and coercion. It emphasizes the need for ethical consideration in the application of this technique, advocating the approaches that respect the subject diligently and right psychological manipulations, or if done unethically, can have severe emotional consequences for the subject and legal repercussions for the interrogator. The psychological physics underlying this interrogation technique draw heavily from behavioral psychology. Understanding the motivations and fears of subject can prove invaluable. Techniques such as the use of psychological priming to subtly influence the subject's responses and cognitive dissonance to create internal conflict in the subject's mind, thereby prompting disclose and disgust in depth. Finally, the book offers insights into the preparation necessary for successful interrogation. This includes through background research on the subject, understanding their social and psychological profile, and anticipating their potential reactions. The interrogator preparedness can significantly enhance the effectiveness of interrogation process, ensuring that information is elicited in ethical and professional manner. In summary, the Ellipse Manual provides a detailed examination of advanced interrogation technique blending practical strategy with a strong framework. The careful and informed application of these techniques, rooted in psychological principles, not only enhance the effectiveness of information gathering but also ensure that the process respects the subject's psychological well-being. Chapter 5. Applying behavioral intelligence in real-world situations. The Ellipse Manual takes a deep dive into how behavioral intelligence can be seemingly integrated into real-world scenarios, providing readers with concrete case studies and practical strategies. These case studies serve as the bedrock for understanding the versatility and potency of behavioral analysis, shedding light on its practical applications across both personal and professional landscape. One compelling case study presented involves a corporate environment where managers leveraging behavioral intelligence significantly improves team cohesion and productivity by carefully observing nonverbal cues and understanding individual personality profiles. The manager identifies underlying conflicts and unspoken tension within the team through targeted communication and strategic conflict resolution methods. The manager managed to transform the team's dynamics, fostering an environment of mutual respect and collaboration. This case study underlies the importance of behavioral observation in diagnosing and resolving workplace issues, lead to tangible improvement in organization efficiency and employee satisfaction. In another scenario, behavioral intelligence is applied in a law of enforcement context. Here, officers trained in advanced interrogation technique managed to elicit crucial information from a suspect without resorting to coercion. The key to their success lies in their ability to build a rapport and create a sense of psychological safety for the suspect by employing principles of behavioral psychology like monitoring body language, using empathetic listening, and deploying strategic questioning. They manage to break down the suspect's defense, thus obtaining valuable information that unlimitedly helps solve the case. This example highlighted the ethical and effective use of behavioral analysis in high-stakes situations. Beyond professional setting, the principles of behavioral intelligence have profound applications in personal life. Take, for example, the realm of personal relationship. By understanding the subtle cues and emotional undercurrents that drives human interactions, individuals can cultivate healthier and more fulfilling relationship. One anecdote from the book describes a couple of the brink of separation through the application of behavioral intelligence techniques such as active listening, recognizing the responding to micro-expression, and understanding each other's behavioral triggers. They manage to rebuild trust and re-establish a stronger emotional connection. This narrative illustrates the transformative power of behavioral insight in narrating sustaining personal bonds. The book also delves into the strategic use of behavioral intelligence in negotiations, whether it's business deals or in diplomatic missions. Understanding the counterparts' behavioral patterns and psychological motivations can provide a significant advantage. For instance, a negotiator who can accurately profile the opposing party's nonverbal signals and emotional state can tailor their approach to foster cooperate and achieve mutually beneficial outcomes. Stories of successful negotiators underscore the efficiency of this technique, demonstrating how nuanced understanding and strategic application of behavioral intelligence can lead to superior outcome. Success stories prepared throughout the book provide. So we're getting closer to that, closer to our desired page. So far we are on 25th page, and we have got 7 pages left to read. And I don't feel like it currently to read it, but for my videos I have to read it, and I don't like to make videos longer, so I think this might get over 20 minutes. Inspirational proof of the concept from entrepreneurs who have turned around failing business to leaders who have successfully navigated crisis in the real world application of behavioral intelligence and varied and impactful. These narratives not only emphasize the practical utility of these skills but also offer valuable lessons learned, shedding light on both successful and challenges faced in different contexts. In summary, Chapter 5 of the Elipeses Manual captures the essence of how behavioral intelligence can be effectively applied in real-world situations by providing a rich tendency of case studies and success stories. The book equips readers with anticipatable, actionable strategies and insights demonstrating the profound impact of behavioral analysis in diverse contexts, whether it's enhancing professional effectiveness, improving personal relationships, or navigating complex negotiations. In the application of behavioral intelligence proves to be an invaluable asset in achieving success and fostering positive change. Chapter 6: Continuous Improvement and Mastery of Behavioral Skills. Continuous improvement and mastery of behavioral skills are central themes in Elipeses Manual by Chase Hughes. The book emphasizes the importance of adopting a mindset from lifelong learning and constant refinement of one's abilities. The journey to mastering behavioral intelligence is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process that requires decoding, practice, and deliberate approach to self-improvement. One of the key strategies for hone and improving behavioral intelligence skills over time is regular practice. Just as athletes train their bodies through consistent exercise, individuals aiming to master behavioral skills must engage in frequent practice. This involves applying the tools and techniques from the book in everyday interaction, observing body language, utilizing influence technique, and refining interrogation strategy in diverse scenarios. By making these practice part of daily routine, individuals can develop a more nuanced understanding and intuitive grasp of behavioral concept. Feedback plays a crucial role in this continuous improvement process. Constructive feedback allows individuals to identify their strengths and areas for development, whether it's seeking feedback from mentor peers or through self-reflection, understanding how one's behavior and technique are perceived by others is invaluable. The book suggests creating a feedback loop where one can incorporate insights to refine their approach continuously. This may involve recording interactions to analyze later, or simply having candid discussion with trusted colleagues who can provide honest evaluations. Adaptation is another vital component when mastering behavioral skill. The principle and technique outlined in the book must be flexible enough to apply across various contexts and individuals. Probably this is the last chapter we're in. Ethical implications and reasonable, responsible use of behavioral technique. The ethical implications of utilizing behavioral technique in influence and negotiations are profound and multifaceted. In the Elipeses manual, Chase Hughes underscores the necessity of applying these powerful tools with a deep sense of responsibility and integrity, given the potential for misuse. Practitioners to urge to navigate the fine line between effective influence and manipulative coherence with caution. First and foremost, it's essential to recognize that the development of influence and interrogation technique with a substantial impact on individuals' lives. The intent behind using this method must be scrutinized consistently. Users of behavioral skills should reflect on their motives. Are they enduring to help guide and support the individuals they engage with, or are they seeking to control and dominate? The self-awareness is pivotal in ensuring that the application of such techniques remains ethical. Hughes insists on transparency on constant and constructions of ethical behavior practice whenever possible. The individual subjected to this technique should be aware of the nature of interactions and provide their consent. For example, in therapeutic setting, clients should be informed about the methodologies being employed on their purpose. This awareness not only fosters trust but also empowers individuals to engage more openly in the process. Moreover, the guidelines for responsible application of behavioral skills emphasize the importance of respect for autonomy. Each individual possesses the right to make their own choice and decision without undue influence. Professionals must avoid exploring vulnerabilities such as emotional distress, cognitive limitations, or social pressure to manipulate outcome for personal gain. Instead, of focus should be remain on enhancing individual capacity to make informed, independent decision. Another crucial consideration involves the potential long-term consequences of using these techniques. Psychological inventions, particularly used involving deep behavioral insight, can lead to significant change in beliefs, attitude, and behaviors. Ethical practitioners must weigh the potential benefit against the risk, ensuring that the outcomes align with the best interest of these involved. This includes being mindful of the psychological well-being of individuals and avoiding techniques that may cause harm, distress, or unintended negative consequences. The book also addresses the ethical dilemmas faced in high-stakes environments such as law enforcement or intelligence interrogation. While the pursuit of truth and security is paramount, it must not come at the cost of violating ethical standards. Technique designed to elicit information should prioritize building genuine rapport and trust rather than exploiting fear or coercion. On upholding human dignity and rights is essential even in the most challenging scenarios. Finally, he concludes by emphasizing the importance of continuous ethical education and reflection by fields of behavioral intelligence is dynamic, and staying informed about ethical best practice is crucial. Professionals are encouraged to engage in ongoing learning, seek out peer feedback, and participate in ethical discussion within their fields by fostering a culture of ethical mindfulness. Practitioner can ensure that their approach of behavioral techniques remains honorable and just. In sum, the responsible use of behavioral techniques demands a balance of skills, intent, and ethical security. Practitioners must remain vigilantly against the temptation of misuse, prioritizing the well-being and autonomy of these they interact with by adhering to ethical guidance and maintaining a commitment to integrity. The powerful tools described in Ellipse Manual can be harnessed to benefit individuals and society as a whole.